Swing it, boys, swing for the fence. Shove it, boys, make 'em miss. Some big league chew and a baseball souvenir. Come on, sing with me now. The Joe is home, sweet home. It's roll, tide, roll. The Joe is home, that's right. Home, sweet home. Hey, look, is that Roll Tide Willie over there? Blitz, Bama, Blitz.
Welcome back again, everyone. A quick turnaround from last week. We are the Weekly Joe Podcast. I'm Paul Graham. I've got with me tonight Roger Myers, coming to you from the home office in Tuscaloosa. Back just a few hours ago from the road trip this weekend to the Dallas-Fort Worth area. We got Griff and Smith here from the Dallas-Fort Worth area and attended games this weekend. They'll have a lot of in-person insight. Drew Champlin is back here with me. We watched it on the stream, and so we'll have the insight that we gathered from seeing replays and whatnot. So hopefully between the four of us, we'll all have a full brain together, and we can give you the lowdown on last weekend. The other thing we're doing a little bit earlier this week. We got some schedule conflicts later in the week, a lot of sports between Tuesday and Wednesday, basketball and baseball. We're going to be talking a little bit about our midweek games upcoming on Tuesday, Wednesday. Tuesday with Jack State at the Joe. Wednesday, the return game to Alabama State, following up from that 2-1 win a couple weeks ago. We'll talk about what's been going on with them since that point. Then we'll preview the North Florida Ospreys. Don't know they were the Ospreys? Yeah, there you go. We're having them come to town. Maybe the first meeting ever between these teams. I don't recall one unless it happened way back.
Callberry Island.
Yeah. No thanks. No, that'll be at the Joe on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We return to God's time as the clocks wind spring forward, right? I wind up an hour on Saturday night, so we'll start getting into the later evening starts as the days get longer. Feels like spring or summer in the air. Roger, Griffin, Drew, welcome, and Roger, first go to you. I mean, give you a little bit of a recap of what you saw this weekend of the team in Frisco.
Friday and Saturday saw the awakening of the bats and a very good outing from Tyler Fay. Good outing from the bats. Yeah. A couple of bats, had some home runs, and then Saturday Zane was untouchable for 4 innings.
Yeah.
And Matt Heiberger came in and did well.
Yeah.
And then Sunday there wasn't a whole lot of anything to be overjoyed about. Austin Morris looked really good.
He did. Yeah, really good. Was real happy for him.
Two and a third, and I think that's going to really give him some confidence. Back to Saturday, got to see Humphrey a little bit.
Yeah,
a couple of batters. Was hoping like he could come out for the next inning and see, see how he could go, and then if needed, bring Hagan in to follow that because he had gotten hot and he did his, he got out quickly and. It would have been interesting to see. I know they're being cautious with him. Coming off a little setback. So, I mean, that's good, but it sure got hairy there.
It got dicey.
That was, didn't think there was any way that we're going to get out of it. Extra innings at best.
Yeah. I had a tweet in the drafts, and fortunately I was able to delete it, but it was, had to do with the inevitable that was coming. You just had as that inning just started stacking up, it was like, oh, here it comes. That was like Griffin. I mean, you were there. And there was a pretty good contingent of Oregon State fans there, or at least a
lot of Oregon State people.
It got a little rowdy. It sounded like a home game for them, and man, it was a boulder rolling down the hill that. Wile E. Coyote was sitting there with an umbrella trying to avoid it there at the end, and somehow Peyton Steele you turned that umbrella into something golden.
Yeah, it was shades of the 2023 regional with that throw. I mean, I was there with Roger and Mark Humphrey, Caden's dad, and when he made that throw, we were like, oh my gosh,
Yeah,
that's ridiculous. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess credit to Oregon State, you won a couple national championships, and yeah, the fan base expects to play well everywhere. So yeah, they traveled well. Overall, good weekend. Obviously, Sunday didn't go nearly as
right.
well as we all had hoped, but yeah, some good bright spots.
Yeah,
LeBron did his thing. I mean, if there Roger was there all weekend too. I mean, there were especially Friday and Saturday when he stepped up to the plate, all the cameras got down. They were all waiting for Bron to do his thing, and he put on a show for sure.
yeah.
So yeah,
He
good non-conference tune-up before we end.
he did his thing, and the other guy. I mean, they might go 1-2 in the draft, but Chalosky, I think, over in from UCLA, did his thing over Globe Live, not far from y'all. And that seemed like
Yeah, I saw he hit
absurd.
his seventh against
Unreal.
Mississippi State too, didn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah, they're really pushing. I mean, seems like the national guys are really, really pushing hard
yeah,
for him more
yeah,
so. I mean,
yeah.
from the beginning, like he's been the favorite all along.
Right.
Um, we'll
Drew,
see. We'll see what the scouts and the team say. So
yeah, Drew, you've seen both these guys. To me, I look at is it Chalosky? Chalosky, I'll say it wrong. Is it Chalosky or
Rock.
Chalosky? Yeah,
Pulaski, I
yeah,
don't
we'll call
know.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I hadn't heard you hear it 100 different ways, or you mostly see it in writing. Feels like he's more of the physical specimen right now. I mean, LeBron, Justin's catching up. He just put on 15 pounds in the off season. Chalosky looks like a grown ass man already, and maybe a little more power, maybe a better glove on LeBron. I mean, what do you think if you were comparing those two? You saw both. You saw a little bit of both of them this weekend, I believe.
I did not actually, just highlights, but I think Griffin just
That's
typed his Christian name in there. It was
Yeah,
Daniel
it's
no
Daniel.
Chill.
So I don't want
Yeah,
the media to just not actually rock. So I'll
Daniel
okay.
Chalosky.
Daniel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think LeBron's going to face much better pitching over the
Yeah,
course of the conference
exactly.
schedule. So that's going to skew some stuff. But, I think like you asked us all before the series, what's got to happen for Alabama to be the champions? And of course, I'm thinking
Mhm.
champions going 3-0. We were the champions because of the tiebreaker. And
Mhm.
LeBron had a superstar weekend for the most part. He had a couple of uncharacteristic defensive mistakes. One that very nearly cost us the Oregon
Yeah.
State game, and he really bobbled that last one too to seal it to secure the win. Also made a couple really great plays in some of these games too. So,
Mhm.
and as far as I said, we would need somebody else to step up and have a monster weekend. We kind of got, I think the first game you had the Luke Vaughn 3-run home run, and that was huge. And then the second game you had, Brady Neal, I thought had a really
Brady.
good
Yeah.
weekend all the way
he
around.
did.
Mhm.
Brady, didn't even start the opener. And I think now, if you're kind of watching this team, everybody knows LeBron's the star, but how could Brady Neal not be a lot of your favorite
Yeah.
players with the toughness, the improvements? He's really having a fantastic start to the season.
Yeah, no doubt. Kind of fill in there. I mean, he's not Cade Snell. I mean, totally different player positions, whatever. The year Cade Snell Drew had last year in that 3-hole protecting LeBron, can Brady come close to that? I mean, what do you think?
I don't know if he's quite to Cade's level. Cade was drafted by the pros.
Yeah,
He's
fifth
playing,
round.
just hit a home run today in spring training. I think Brady can have a very similarly impactful year for
Impactful. Mhm.
us. Maybe we got to have other guys step up. Like last year,
Yes.
LeBron and Cade carried us a lot. Got to have a lot more guys step up. I think he can have a really good year, hit over 320 maybe, and do things in various like catcher, outfield. He played left field Friday, tracked down a fly ball. He's going to be a really valuable piece. I don't know what his final numbers are going to be. Could hit double digit home runs. I think he's got 2
Good.
now.
Yep.
He's got two and just missed a third.
Yeah,
And
so
he's getting on base with
Yeah.
getting on
walks.
base.
He can bunt. He can handle the bat. He can bunt.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I mean,
he may not be a double digit guy, but yeah,
Mhm.
I still
Be
think
close.
I still think he's an ideal leadoff guy. Personally.
Yeah, yeah. And we talked a little bit about that in the green room. We got to get leadoff on base a little more. I mean, we know what Bryce is capable of. Is just not making as much contact as we would probably like right now, right, Roger?
Yeah, he did. He scored 4 runs in the 3
Yeah.
games and had a couple of walks, got hit by a pitch, and did have 2 doubles and a home run. He had 3 strikeouts in a game, and
Got 14 on the season.
14 on the season. Yeah.
But he
yeah.
has 10 walks too. So
10, right. So you like to see the balance. I mean, he's getting on.
Three.
Just you're hoping you're going to cut down on
Yeah.
strikeouts there.
He had 5 in the 3 games, so he didn't none on Sunday.
Right.
So yeah, he needs to get the bat on the ball because he can run. So he's got a lot better chance to the ball's in play. He can get on base a lot easier than by striking out. So.
Yeah. So here we are. What are we? I don't even know the record. Are we 12 games in the year? 11 games in the year?
Yeah, 9 and 3.
9-3. So we're 12 games in. That's roughly, let's just say it's 1/5 of the way through the season if that carries you through the SEC tournament and into the regionals. Grade this team for me. Start with you, Griffin. Give me a grade at this point in the season before we get into the games in detail.
I'd say maybe B minus. I mean, I think Saturday is definitely our best win to date. I mean, it's a good Oregon State team. I think it's going to be, hopefully, I won't get jinxed last year saying like the Ohio State win was a really good win in Jacksonville. I think Oregon State's actually going to be better this year. I still think that there's just more to prove. I think the consistency from the at-bat. I mean, we saw it Friday and Saturday, and then I just kept telling Roger I was waiting for it to wake up. It just felt a little flat. So I think once that gets turned around, I'll feel better. But the pitching is looking
looking good.
It's looking good right now. That's where I'm at.
Yeah, Roger, if you were going to grade them, a little bit of a Jekyll and Hyde team. I don't know which one's the good or the bad, Jekyll or Hyde. But which what would you grade them with?
Probably in the B range. The way we lost to Southern Miss and the less than stellar performances in a couple of the wins, and opening day to Washington State as well. That kind of set the tone for we're not going to be undefeated in out of conference this year, like right out of the gate. So that not necessarily a bad thing probably to lose one. To take that pressure off, but now you've added to it. So probably a B. Good win, Oregon State. Iowa's got a lot of bats. I mean,
not bad. Yeah, it's a good team for a Big Ten team. I mean,
right.
Really,
just don't know what they're going to end up doing, but because as we talked about on Thursday, the teams we'd never heard of that they played and were scoring 34 runs on. I mean, that inflated the statistics, but that leadoff guy, Mitchell, every time I looked up this weekend, he was getting 2 hits, 3 hits. And still well over 500, 40 at-bats into the season.
Right.
So, who knows what they'll do, but they should beat some Big Ten teams, I would think.
Sure. All right, you guys are both in the B range. Drew is the hard ass of the group. I suspect this is going to be pretty brutal here.
Yeah, I would go. Let's go on a 100-point scale, maybe an 81, 82. And I think if we win that, you're looking. It's kind of hard to drop them too much. I'm a little bit of a homer in that respect, but there's a lot of. I think this team has talent. I think right now that we still need to plug in the right places, and I don't know exactly what they are.
Right.
You really wanted to have a consistent weekend. Houston Sunday was not very consistent. We had great approaches against these starters. A lot of times we put out good game plans against starting pitchers. You look at like Cade Anderson last year, took him deep 4 times. A few of those other starters, like good starters, we did well. The Middleton from Southern Miss. These guys we saw Friday and Saturday were pretty good. But the Sunday guy, we just couldn't figure him out. And then he looked good, tall guy, low 90s. Threw a lot of sliders that we just kept swinging at that were out of the zone. So he threw a lot out of the zone. I thought we could have been better against him. So, but it's still early, a lot of ball left. I think it's still a team that has a chance to compete for a regional spot. And that's really all you can ask for.
All right. Good.
Yeah,
all right.
We only walked twice yesterday.
So exactly.
So we took a step back there for sure. Not against a terrible team by any stretch, but we definitely took a step back there on Sunday.
Yeah, I think the correct answer here is C, and I'm going to go solid C. Mainly 9-3. That's 75%. That's a C.
There you go.
Results-oriented business.
The accounting major. Yeah.
I think my issue is, and again, we can say whatever we want here, and then you got to affect what guys do. Maybe they'll get a little more motivated, but they got a lot of games to prove things. I'm like you. I haven't seen a lineup crystallize to that I can look out there and say, yeah, I'm pretty confident if we roll these 9 out there every day on the weekend in the SEC play, that we're going to get to 15-15, which is kind of the it's kind of your middle point in the conference. I don't see it right now because I think we're just seeing too much of the guy we roll out there every day isn't hitting, and then the guy we roll out there behind him maybe has a decent day or has a bad day, and then we roll the other guy back out there. I'm assuming it's probably frustrating for the coaches right now because they're just not. Every guy that comes in isn't like taking advantage of those rare opportunities they're getting, and so it's almost like you've kind of got an incumbents out there. It's hard to beat an incumbent in an election, right? We're not having guys like the upstarts come up to upset the incumbents, and so I'm not seeing enough of that from the guys behind them, and the incumbents aren't really performing as well as they should be. And again, you're 9-3. I mean, you can't complain too much. I mean, I think we got high expectations, but I think what I want to see. I mean, you got 5 games before you go to Kentucky. Kentucky could be a buzzsaw. They might just sweep your ass, and you're 0-3, and you're scrambling all season.
Then coming home to play Florida.
Exactly. Yeah. So I mean that's why I call it a C, because I don't feel like the preseason's tuning us up like it should be. Roger.
Yeah, and part of that's the guys that aren't available, but you have to go with what you have to go with what you have. So that's where we are, and that's what we are.
Is what it is.
Oregon State the other day, they were rolling out, every pinch hitter they rolled out was like 4 pinch hitters in a row got hits. I mean, it was like, and they got a deep, and they brought that big old dude in, and he hit a mile. And I was like, where's this guy been hiding? I look at me, he had like 2, it's like Talatino. It's like he's had like 2 at-bats, and he played every game, every inning the rest of the, after he got the home run. He had a home run and a single in the game with Alabama. And then, they rolled him back out there again and looked like he looked like a hitter. Just a big, strong boy. But we probably haven't switched around enough to really give guys a fair chance to see if they can do it. Eric goes out there, hits a home run and a single, 3 at-bats, and
he's taken
then
out.
got pinch hit in the middle of the game, and didn't see him again. And that could be matchup oriented.
It could be.
Like I was talking to Johnny Lim yesterday, and he's a lefty, and there was a righty pitching, and they pinch hit Plattner for him. And I was like, did you? I said, well, and Johnny's answer was, well, historically, righty spin, Plattner's good and better than I am. And he said, if I'd have hit the ball worth a damn my first 4 at-bats, it wouldn't have been a point.
That's good.
He said I was just rolling the ball over, and he said I wasn't getting the job done.
Yeah.
So it was a matchup deal. He said, I didn't have any problem with it. Will is struggling, but in the past, that's been one of his stronger points. So
two other things I saw a lot of this weekend is guys in the lineup starting to see a little better breaking balls and sliders now that this is a little better pitching than we'd seen in aside from maybe Southern Miss leading up. Kind of flailing at balls, not able to get balls in play, looking bad on. And the other thing I saw a lot of, and Drew and Griffin, y'all speak to this. Our pitchers, and we didn't talk about the pitching too much. We'll talk about it in the individual games. A lot of 2-strike counts or 1-2 counts or 0-2 counts, and we've seen this repeatedly. These guys are good, and they're just and you got to tune it up as the season goes. But we're leaving 2-strike pitches in too good a spot for guys to do something with. It's a combo of good hitting, but a lot of it is we're kind of feeding it. Griff, do you recognize that a little bit too this weekend?
Yeah, I think it's just we have to take more opportunities that are given to us. It seems like that. Roger and I were sitting there. I keep going to yesterday because that's what obviously the last game I saw, but it just comes to mind. It's like, man, we're just trying to some of those balls, they're hit so hard, but they're either right at the guy or he almost hit it too hard to where the outfielder's not even having to move to make a play. He's just waiting for it. So it's
Houston's hitting them in gaps all game.
exactly, and that's like I'm just I'm dumbfounded. I'm like, well, I know we can do the same thing, but it wasn't gonna happen yesterday.
They had one double and like
just
12
pounding up
11
singles all day.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And then, we booted it around a little bit too. On back to Oregon State, like every hit off Hagan was two strikes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's see.
And then when he hit the guy, it was 2 strikes.
He leaned his elbow into that.
That was strike
did.
garbage.
He did. He did. And the other thing on that thing is that damn pad. Those pads kind of, they go around your arm.
Yeah.
Well, this thing was like sticking down an extra like inch off his,
Right.
it's like if you were out there with an extension on your helmet or something, you have a face mask on your helmet. So it's just a weird place.
It's like Olympic crotch gate. They're just getting extra inches just to make a difference out there. And it's like,
Hagan said that he and, who was Brady, Brady was catching. He and Brady and they all thought it was strike 3.
Yeah. It was right there because the guy was leaning up, right?
And then they did look at it, and we don't. I don't know how they kept having so many reviews. I mean,
yeah.
But,
especially when you got like maybe they had 3 cameras of that game. It's not like you didn't have great angles of everything. So I mean, some of those.
Y'all would have to speak to the telecast. I mean, like, I hope it wasn't as bad as the Jacksonville one from. With the buffering and cutting out. And
it actually Drew, the production I thought was better. I mean, I thought I'm going to talk a little bit about the former Oregon State head coach being the broadcaster and feeling like I was listening to Andy and what's his name, Randall from Auburn, but I mean, by and large, he did a good job. He just he just
so Pat Casey did it.
He did all 3 Oregon State games, I think.
Yeah, but Drew, I mean.
Griffin pointed out it looked like Frank Anderson was their bat boy.
He just kept waddling out, picking it up, and going back. I was like, golly.
Yeah, I can only remember buffering bad like once or twice the whole weekend. So I thought the production went really well.
Yeah.
Drew, your thoughts on the pitching? I mean, just kind of how we're we're not taking advantage of good fortune as a pitching staff.
I feel like I did get my $30, my money's worth, whatever I contributed to. I mean, I didn't have any issues. I thought Jack DeLongchamp was pretty good on his 2 games Friday.
I guess he was doing the public address too, right?
I don't know.
Is he English or Australian or?
No, he played at
he
played at Charleston Southern or whatever.
Okay, I was thinking there's one. Oh, that guy's like Anthony or Andrew or something. The Australian guy he does, maybe he's with D1 or Andrew Bertelli or something.
Text Mark. He'll
text Mark.
But he was funny. I thought John Lim was up there doing the
Drew on the
PA.
Drew on the pitches.
Yeah, I'm glad. I thought Faye was really good on Friday. Who else pitched after him? I know Crowther closed it out.
Faye, Sam Mitchell.
Sam.
So we've been going to Sam a lot early, kind of surprising.
Yeah,
he pitched well for the most part. Saturday, Zane was just phenomenal those first 4 innings, and then I don't know what happened in the 5th. They were just kind of touching them up, and then Heiberger came in and did well, and then. You bring Caden in the middle of the inning and eat those 8 pitches. And I'm thinking, man, you bring him out for the 9th. And I don't know why we did. Because if you pitch him in the 9th and you don't have to use Hagan, you can use Hagan on Sunday. So I thought we messed that decision up. Would have liked to see more out of Caden. And then Sunday Upchurch, he had the strikeout going for a while. They were hitting him a little bit. He was leaving some over the plate. I wish we had seen him get to pitch out of that jam in the 4th. And then it really kind of confused me. We went to Stegmesser, and he just got bombed on Tuesday, couldn't really do anything. And then you bring him in against a bunch of righties, and that really kind of made me wonder. And they hit him pretty good too. So, I think we had some defensive issues as well. So it's not really, I don't think it was all his fault, but he had a tough week. So they got to figure out what to do with him. And then who Morris was pretty good.
Yeah,
Glad
Morris
to
really
see
good. Yeah,
him. And
he's lights
then
out.
the surprise was Pacey coming in there in the
Yeah.
ninth. And then he man, I really thought he could have put away that one guy who obviously then had the 2-run single. But
Well,
they,
and the comebacker, I don't know why he didn't go to the plate.
Yeah,
yeah,
kickoff
that's
plate. Yeah,
true. I forgot it
yeah.
wasn't a 2-run
It's
single.
force. Yeah.
But that comes with experience. So hopefully we can see him pitch maybe against one of the midweek teams some this week. So just
Yeah, I'd
another
like to
guy
see
to throw
that.
out there. I think the only arm I'm surprised we haven't seen is Caleb Barnett, just because, I guess maybe he needs to throw more strikes in practice. I don't know. But hopefully, since he's already used his red shirt,
Yeah,
with a couple of bats, we'll
we'll
see his
start
arm at
using
some
it.
point.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, hadn't seen. There's others we haven't seen. Evan
Right.
Taylor, Zach Cottrell, Evan Taylor, Joe's pitched.
Pitched a couple times.
Yeah, Joe's pitched and done pretty well. We hadn't seen.
Taylor didn't even cross my mind as a pitcher, but
Yeah.
I thought we'd see more of him.
that.
I thought we'd see more of him as a hitter. That's kind of what surprised me a little bit.
I'm trying to see if there's any other pitchers. Cottrell and Caleb and
Yeah.
we've
And that was Anthony's first time in.
Right.
I thought he had good stuff. I mean, his stuff looked good.
Yeah.
He looked composed out there. The single they got off him was just, it's that typical. Those guys are doing that all day long. It was just showing
he
up
just
with 2 strikes.
just needs some opportunities. I mean,
I think he'll do well. Just recapping the Iowa game, we pound out 13 hits that night. We draw 8 walks. We had guys on base all night. We pull off a 12-2 win. We get homers from Fowler, his first. Well, no, it wasn't his. It was his second. We get LeBron, who's up to 7 after the weekend, and Luke Vaughn. You guys talked a little bit about Tyler Fay. He goes 6 innings, gives up 5 hits. That's the Tyler Fay we saw last year once he kind of got into that starting role. The Missouri game in the SEC tournament. A lot of these Friday nights, whether he gave up runs early, he still ate up innings, and that's the good thing about Tyler. Probably more so than the other 2 weekend starters. I think Tyler is more of an innings eater, and he's going to keep you in games. And that was his best outing of the year, obviously, so far. You mentioned Sam, you mentioned Ashton getting in to close the game. The last thing I would touch on the Iowa game, let's talk a little bit about the fireworks there toward the end, as we've got a 9 or 10 run lead, and and I'm gonna give it the Bama Homer version, and Iowa is still putting the shift on our left-handed batter in a 10-run game, and so he goes to lay down a bunt on the left side, like he has done repeatedly this year on several occasions, or at least tried. What did you think about that? I mean, the unwritten rules of baseball. I would think the unwritten rules would also say, "Hey, quit playing the damn shift in the when you're getting your ass kicked by 10."
Yeah. LeBron had just hit the grand slam, and Brady comes up behind him and lays it down, and then kind of look down, and then when the third out, we're going back on the field and look over there, and Fowler and Torres are in the middle of it. And Brady's kind of like getting left field, and Braun's over there pulling guys off, and trying to calm the situation down, and then like Rob, kind of got a little fired up, and and they told the umpire said something to him, and he said, "We're just trying to find out what happened."
Yeah.
So they were clearly mouthing.
Right.
Apparently about Brady bunting, but it's kind of like, you don't like it to be 56-0. Stop us on don't let us
stop us,
let our guy run 80 yards.
Don't keep shifting. I mean, what are you shifting for on a guy that time of the game? A shift is designed to, hey, I'm trying to give myself an advantage to get this guy out based on what he does. Well, hell, if you're going to shift, I'm still going to bunt. I'm going to do something. If he'd have just punched a single to the left side, like one of those little softball deals where they kind of run and punch it, was the same thing. I mean, what are you going to do?
His home run was oppo. The double that was almost a home run yesterday was oppo.
Yep.
I mean, he uses the whole field.
He does. Exactly.
Where are these stat bros getting this information to put these guys?
Yeah.
I mean, as much as they were upset about that, I mean, they were their guy was going, Casey Dunn Jr. out there trying to keep pulling pitchers. And, Roger, we were joking, he's not waddling enough. He's walking too fast to be Casey. But I mean, it's like it goes both ways. I'm like, you can't
Yeah.
be mad at us for keep playing when you just want to keep pulling guys when it's
Yeah.
clearly out of hand. I mean, I had a lacrosse game Friday night, but I made it for the last 3 innings, and
Yeah.
I
So
mean
you got to see that.
that LeBron homer, that I mean that was worth the price of admission. I mean, just to see him do his thing. So it was yeah, it was a good night for sure.
Yeah. Drew, as we get into the Oregon State game a little bit, the following night, this is a top 20 club. I mean, they're 15 to 20 in most of these kind of consensus. Um, Perennially a powerhouse. As you mentioned, have won the national championship. I think it was 2018, and then went back to back in the 20 the 2000s, or did they
Like
just win
06,
one?
07,
Oh,
something
six
like
and six,
that.
yeah, like something like that.
05,
So,
06 in that
yeah,
range.
so team with three natties. They've been back to Omaha. Kind of like we said before, they were kind of left an orphan in the we played both the orphans. We played both the Pac-12 orphans this year. I didn't think about that.
Yeah,
Washington State and them.
3-1, 3-1 against the
There you
Pac-2.
go. There you go. Halfway through this game, before that bottom of the fifth, you had to feel pretty good about what you were seeing. The offense is clicking, Zane's clicking. Kind of walk me through what your thoughts on the roller coaster that was the Oregon State game.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be another 12-2 type game or something like that, but they just they made some adjustments against Zane in the fifth and just put together a lot of hits in a row. So at that point, it's like, all right, how you don't want them to tie it or get ahead, and they didn't. We answered and got a couple more runs. I think this is after we had hit the home. We hit
Yeah.
what, four?
We had
Three or
hit
four home.
we had hit
three home runs through the fourth
Yeah.
inning.
So
Neil
Brady
Torres and
Rapo,
Hines. Yeah,
We
Torres,
added
6-0 lead.
We added single run in the seventh and the eighth.
yeah. So we were pushing away, and then they just wouldn't go away. But that's obviously a great ball
Right.
club year in and year out. So it was a pretty big win for us at the end. And then it's like, bases loaded, no outs, 8-7. We had could have turned a double play. LeBron booted it. And then the fly ball to Steele, and then he just hoses that guy at the plate. And that camera work there was not very
Oh,
good.
it was awful on the video that I saw.
Yeah.
It's like you couldn't see
you know,
Brady.
Yeah, there was
So
a
it's-
cloud
yeah,
of dust, basically.
You just assume, okay, there's a fly ball, it's going to be tied then, and he just fires it home. And so I don't know. I wasn't, we weren't there. Griff and Roger, you guys were, so you could appreciate that a lot more. So I'll let you guys speak to that whole deal right there.
Well, everybody on the Alabama side's going 3, 3, 3. Keep the guy at second.
Peyton's like, hell no.
And then Peyton had other ideas, and he did his best, Andrew Pinckney. Until I saw the video, I wasn't sure how deep he was because we were on the left side of the dugout, and I couldn't. I thought the ball might have been a little bit deeper than it was, but it's still a hell of a throw. I mean, on
Roger,
the money, and then the catch and Brady making the play and the tag, and in the air, a lot of times if they skip it, the skip takes a funny bounce, and it's harder for the catcher to grab. But I mean, it was right there, and Brady made a really nice tag for it.
Hey, quick one for Roger. Better throw, Dave Parker to Gary Carter in the All-Star game in 1979, or Peyton Steele to Brady Neal that you witnessed in person Saturday night?
That one was more. The second one was more important.
Yeah.
But the Cobra throw was it was kind of like Clemente's from the right field corner.
Yeah,
like that kind of deal. But Alabama wise, that was pretty nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Griff,
we were talking to
comfort. Yeah,
a little bit. We were sitting there, and that was after after Caden got pulled, and we were thinking, why just give him a chance. If something gets sideways, you could always bring in Hagan, or we could figure it out from there. And Peyton gets him at the plate, so we're like, holy crap! And then game gets closed out there, and then like Roger said, we ran into. Team was getting off the field, and we stopped by the dugout, and Pap and Mo said the same thing. Oh, we were all saying just go 3, and then he threw it, and we were like, we knew he had a gun, but we really wasn't sure he was going to get it, and then he did. So that was good. The guys were fired up. I mean, Tyler Fay, he was game MVP, and we saw him, and Roger asked him, hey, what'd you get for game MVP? And he's like, I just got a baseball that said Frisco Classic. So he gave it to his wife, and he's like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with another baseball, but Yeah, morale was definitely high after that one for sure. It
Yeah,
was a lot of fun.
He signed it and gave it to Chloe.
Yeah.
that's awesome. Yeah, I don't. I will say this. I don't think the part of the. I think part of the reason why the guy was out is his slide. If he goes in there feet first to the plate, he I guess maybe they teach you, kind of slide away from the ball, get as far away, and he had his hand out there, so that throw's got no chance if he just slides through because his feet are going to be
Right.
there that much quicker, and he's
Yeah.
trying to reach with his hand, and that's why he got him. He got him up, a little bit higher, but his hand apparently wasn't there yet. So,
Mm,
you know, one of
you're
those things that
right.
worked
Yeah,
out. It was a little
because
bit
his
up the line.
body's over here and he's trying to get it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it was a little bit up
Well,
the line. So
another very important part of that, which actually turned out to be um, not the winning run, but I mean, because we had another
yeah,
one after was Luke Vaughn scoring on Peyton's sack fly,
on that sack. Yep.
busting it down the line
Mhm.
because for some inexplicable reason, JT tries to go to second, with the
Yeah.
ball in front of him. And
Mhm.
if they had tagged him just a hair sooner, the run
Right.
would have been
Oh
disallowed.
yeah.
Yeah. And the
So
the broadcast,
Luke
the broad,
hustle. Luke, first of all, Luke going first to third when the
uh,
third baseman booted the ball and making a great slide and having the whereabouts to say, "No, I'm safe.
I'm saying, yeah, and get the turnover.
You need to review that one."
Mhm.
And
Yep.
fortunately, got it turned over, and turned out to be a very important run.
Mhm.
Yeah. Drew, the key there. I mean, well, a good observation I think they made on broadcast about that was, when you typically like Torres going to second is probably not ideal unless you've got what you think is probably a slower runner from third coming home, and you just want to
Getting a rundown.
deke a throw and get a rundown, which he didn't do. It's like one thing, and so we had no idea from the cameras if the run scored or not because he pretty much went straight to second.
Yeah.
So I had no
The
idea how
the
close that was.
ump was doing this
Yeah,
immediately.
right. I had
That's
no,
SEC
but
good.
you couldn't
officials.
tell. So I don't
Right.
know how
Yeah, I'm sure
close it
you
was.
guys couldn't see it, imagine.
Yeah. But I'll say this about Oregon State. There was nothing cheap about it when they got the bats going. That fifth inning, they hit a 2-run homer, and that ball was hit like 440 feet. I mean, that's about as far as I've seen one hit off his aim. He just, he got that one kind of inner half, and had to really needed to kind of have that thing off the plate a little bit. It was on a 1-1 pitch. Then you get a double to center. We commit a throwing error. Then you get a solid single to center on a 1-2 count. Then you get a homer to left, and by then it was 6-5. I think I don't remember. Zane didn't give up the homer. I think that was by the time he'd
That
been pulled. Maybe
that was Maddie gave up that
that's
home
Maddie.
run
Yeah, Maddie gave it up. Yeah,
in the fifth.
yeah. So
I mean
nothing
the
cheap about
sixth
that.
rather.
Yeah, nothing cheap about that. Yeah, that was in the sixth. That's later. And you mentioned the insurance run, and even that ninth inning. I mean, Banks looked lights out at Sanford, I guess, which was the only other appearance, and
It
he
was.
pitched the
Yeah.
eighth and the ninth that day, and looked strong. Pitched up in the zone a lot, and I didn't. It felt like he wasn't doing that today. Like his strength is going to be, like Drew, he's not going to overpower you with his fastball. But if he's throwing it 90, 91 ish, and it's up, it's just harder to catch up with. But he didn't have that locale going for him the other day.
Yeah, I think it looks like he just caught a little bit too much of the plate where guys could extend on. And so, you get two strikes and just
Mm-hmm.
couldn't put him away for whatever reason. I can't exactly remember what pitches were called, but he's mostly a fastball guy anyway.
Looking,
Um,
he threw one ball.
Yeah.
And well, and the so-called hit by pitch,
Yeah.
yeah. So
so two balls if you count that as a
yeah,
ball in
some
his
bad
whole,
luck, but
yeah.
they squared him up a few times too. But
Yeah.
yeah, I would like to have seen Humphrey come out there again. And then I know they talk about how they want Rob mentioned if he has one guy throwing 94, he wants to bring in a guy who is not throwing 94, and that's
No,
what we
yeah,
did with Steck.
yeah.
But you could also done that with Hagan if you had him available Sunday. If you thought bringing him in the fourth inning would have been useful.
Right. Let me get to one thing that you mentioned, the LeBron error that inning, routine ball. I mean, it ain't nothing. I mean, you're playing shortstop in college ball, aluminum bats, and balls are coming off the bat 100 plus.
It had
Those
it
are
was
hit
pretty,
hard.
it was pretty, and one of the kids told me yesterday that like, I mean, not an excuse, but like
Yeah.
that it hit something
Uh-huh.
like a clod or
Maybe a
rock,
solid
and
hop.
it just
Yeah.
kind of. But he also he changed gloves to Sunday.
Okay.
Like he was using that multicolored glove, the blue and
Uh-huh.
red, and he had
Mhm.
a looked like my glove, stiff brown. I mean, like yesterday. I mean, he'll do that in practice. He'll use two,
Use different.
he's
Yeah.
used different gloves, and I'm sure hopefully he has several of them
Mhm.
broken in. But just like looking at it, it looked like, dang, that thing's not broken in. Like a lot of them look, some
Mhm.
of them just look.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
So
some
anything
guys
to
like
worry
them
about? Yeah. Anything
stiff.
to worry about defensively for him? I mean, is he pressing? Is it, I mean, there's a lot of pressure on that guy.
He made three unbelievable
Yeah.
plays. I mean, like highlight reel plays,
Uh-huh.
and then two basically routine. You know, maybe it's we've had a little issue with the turning the double plays. Maybe
Yeah,
he's
exactly.
thinking about, I got to get this quick and get it there
Uh-huh.
in this spot, and like exact spot. Although that flip to win the last to win the game,
With the
woo,
glove. Yeah. That's
yeah.
awesome.
I
Yeah.
was hoping he was close enough to step on, to like hop on the bag like he did for that
Yeah.
double
He
play
usually
run
does. Yeah.
yesterday. Like
Mhm.
he
Yeah.
turned one, was it yesterday on that with
Mhm.
the unassisted
On
one?
his own. Yeah.
Oh man, that was slick. And then
Mhm.
he saved a couple of runs on that one play up the middle.
Yeah.
That might have been,
Is
I think
that
that was Oregon State.
Yeah,
Oregon State?
Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oregon
Mhm.
Saturday. Yeah.
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 And
Oh,
let's see when that would have been.
I'd love
yeah.
for him to be perfect in the field, but I mean, rarely anybody is, so it happens.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lose sleep over it.
Speak.
I got a listener question from Max. How much of LeBron's defensive woes, he's gonna call them woes, are due to him abandoning his former walk-up song "Ain't It Fun"?
Well, he used to Ain't It Fun last year. His home runs went up, his batting average went down,
Exactly.
and his strikeouts went up. So maybe, and his strikeouts are down right now. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah.
I
All
mean, he
right.
has 4 errors in 3 games, but
Uh-huh. Yeah.
12
The,
games. I mean,
Yeah, going into in Houston, we won't talk a whole lot about this one. There's just again, I come up with Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, kind of the dark side of Alabama. I think I tweeted this, and maybe I've used it too many times, but I mean, it just felt like a listless day offensively. It felt a lot like that Southern Miss game. Southern Miss, we jumped on them a little bit early, got on the board first. Here we just never got going.
it might, maybe this turned it. The first inning,
Mhm.
uh, Fowler grounds out. Braun gets hit on a 3-0 pitch in the ass.
Mhm.
Like, so how do we not like throw at the first guy we see the next inning? And
Mhm.
still second, Brady walks.
Yep.
Uh, Luke just hammers a ball down the third base line.
Yeah. Double
Line
play.
drive. I mean, 100,
Yep.
102 off the bat, line drive, boom, double play.
Double play. Yep.
And we didn't do
We
anything.
never recovered.
We didn't do anything. I mean, we're ready to take the lead there. Who knows?
Yeah.
That ball gets in the corner, bounces around. Brady scores as well, and we got a
Yeah.
2-0 lead, and still have something cooking.
Mhm.
So we still have 2 outs to work with Purdy and Torres coming up. But
Uh-huh.
that got settled in after that, and just didn't allow us anything.
Nothing. Yeah. Kendall Hoffman, he goes 7 2/3 innings. I mean, just lights out. Kind of like the guy you see in the SEC on Friday night, or at least the results you
Right.
see. Drew, your thoughts on this one? I mean, I think maybe it's the first time we saw Upchurch look a little bit like a freshman. Although, I mean, maybe a quick trigger, quick pull.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I thought it was, but at the same time, it's like he's a young kid.
Yeah.
We probably maybe could have gone a different direction after him, but at the same time, we weren't. I think that it's good for him. I think he's still got a pretty good ERA. But he had thrown 67 pitches. In the good old days, you're pitching out, you're trying to work out of that, but nowadays we don't. So, it's not unique to us, but
Yeah.
he I think he had 4 strikeouts in the first 7 batters, maybe 5 in the first 7
He
batters,
did.
something like that. So
Four.
he had his moments. I think that it's good for this was good for him. We'll see a lot more good from him going forward. So
Mhm.
not his best, but at the same time, I mean, I thought he was okay. We could have
It's
helped him
okay.
out a lot
Yeah.
more though.
Yeah. So 3 2/3 innings, gives up 4 hits, but 2 runs both earned. Walked a couple of guys. Leaves the game. They try to steal home, and Stackmesser, probably the highlight of his day, picking the guy off
His
coming
week,
in.
And I
man.
was joking with Roger the whole
Hit a
time.
run.
I'm like, the first time he did it, I'm like, he's looking like he's going to pull a Jackie Robinson and steal home.
Yeah.
And then sure enough, the very next pitch he did. I'm like, okay,
Right.
I'll take it.
That
And
first time I thought he was gone. I mean, like he
Right.
was like at least halfway down. So I guess he was just measuring it off. But with
Yeah.
left-hander with his back to him, I guess he thought he could do it.
Stackmesser gets kind of roughed up, gives up 3 more runs. One of the questions I had, and I had to find, I can't remember who had it. The question had something to do with is Houston Kentucky? Are they Kentucky? Are you going to see Kentucky? Kentucky got to Omaha a couple of years ago. What's Kentucky do to you? They'll bunt you to death, and they'll hit and run you to death, and they'll steal bases, and they'll play good defense. But I mean, Houston isn't as good as that Kentucky team. But yesterday, that was a Kentucky special.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
I didn't think of that comparison, but that makes sense. I saw a lot of bunting yesterday on the Iowa Oregon State game as well. It's like first I told you guys, first inning and a half I was there, I saw 4 bunts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just like one after another. And it's like perfect sack bunts. It's like none of this
Exactly.
fouling it off twice and then having to take the bunt. I mean, like first time, put it down. It was unreal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. In a game like this, I mean, and like I said, we needed at some point in that game, it was just like, man, this team just needs a jolt. We eventually got a little bit of a jolt and got a run home, and then LeBron hits a home run, but it's just way too late to really get much. It was a little bit like that Washington State first game of the year. I mean, it was almost like a mirror image of it. I think that one ended up 8-4. This is 8-2. The lineup kind of juggled again that day. Osterhaus comes in, actually gets a couple of hits. I mean, good for him. Steele got a hit and had a rough day at the plate despite the defensive gym the night before. Just up and down the lineup, though, you just weren't able to generate any offense, and really weren't even getting guys on. I mean, we just weren't drawing the walls or anything like that. Just different approach, Drew.
Yeah, I think the guy really settled in the middle of the innings, middle of the game. He was, I thought those first couple of innings, he couldn't get the breaking pitch really over the plate, but we were swinging at it for strikes or rolling it over or something like that. And then innings like 4 through 7, he was really good. We had some chances. We did hit some deep.
Yeah,
we missed. He just hard hit balls.
Yeah,
I think the first couple innings we did have a lot of bad luck contact wise, and just they didn't have that bad luck. They found holes, and we were hitting.
Yeah.
Fowler was about 3 feet away from a home run. He hits it almost anywhere else to the right. It's a home run. Neal missed that by right after LeBron missed it by a little bit. So yeah, it just wasn't really hard.
Yeah, those 3 right in a row. That's what finally chased him. Bryce just misses. Brian drills it out. I thought Brady's was gone.
Yeah, me too.
You just knew it wasn't your day at that point. Right?
Get the top of the wall on.
It hit, way up the wall. Yeah, so there's a yellow line up there. It was just below it.
And then Luke flies out to right. I mean, it wouldn't hit near like those 3 did, but
yeah. I had one a minute ago. What was I gonna? It was. Give me a second. I'll think of it. But yeah, you kind of feel like, I know what it was. And I'll throw it to you, Griffin. All this, all this offense, all this pitching, defensively. Let's talk about what's concerning about this team and the way it plays defense. I liken it a little bit to I guess it's 2024. We talked a lot about it back then, where the team wasn't really just awful defensively. It's just we were so used to in 2023, Pink in right field and Caden Rose in center field and Tommy Side on left field, and anything in the outfield was up for grabs. It doesn't feel that way this year. And then you're dealing with these routine issues kind of in the middle infield where we're not handling routine ground balls, or we're not turning double plays that you just assume should be there. What do you make of that, Griff?
Yeah, I'd love to have Richie Speed in center field if he hadn't gotten drafted. I think left field is still a question mark for sure.
Yeah,
there were definitely some throws where I knew they weren't going to make it. so that was a bit unsettling. And then as we said, we reset the counter twice Friday night, which is
Yeah,
not
exactly.
ideal. So
Yeah.
it's, one of them, neither one of them you wanted to see.
Mhm.
It's hard to see, to tell the guys to just, you know, settle down. It's not, doesn't have to be,
Yeah.
super fast, but
Mhm.
that could be, like you said, possibly what LeBron was thinking the other night when he bobbled it,
Right.
trying to
Makes
complete
him
the double
press.
play. But it's just, they don't all have to be, I'm sure Rob says you make the easy plays easy. Like, don't try to overthink it.
Yeah.
Um,
I lean Roger toward, you know, the offense you saw or what you saw out of the offense yesterday might be a little more frequent in SEC play, to the point you're going to have pitching like you had Friday night and a hell of a lot better defense to win games.
Yes, yeah. You can't make those type mistakes, and against good teams, sometimes against not so good teams.
Yeah. No, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
but I mean, Houston's a a legit team. I mean, they're not top 20, but they're
Right.
they're better than a lot of teams we've played this year already. Uh, but you can't give extra outs. We got to move runner. We're gonna have to move runners around. We're gonna have to do create some stuff
Yeah.
because we've had more 2 and 3 run games than we have 15 and 12 run games. Maybe 4, maxed at 4 a few times, 8-4, 14-4, win 3-2, win 2-1. So, when you get the pitching like that, give them 3 or 4 runs, give them 4 runs, give them 5 runs, and you got a legitimate shot to win.
Mhm.
I think 5 was 5 our magic number that our friend told us last year.
Yeah.
Uh, 5.
Yeah.
And, that at least gives you, like, okay, if you got 5, your offense did their job.
This job.
Come
Yeah.
on, pitch and come on, pitch
Right.
and do your thing. But we have to do better defensively, and
Yeah.
Torres has been good at third, as good as he is at first. He's been good at third this year.
He's been solid.
And
That's not bad.
Luke can get the footwork and stretch
Yeah. Yeah.
figured out. I mean, he's doing a great job of blocking balls and
the catchers are
just
playing well.
making plays on the ground balls, and he's had some beautiful scoops too.
Mhm.
So for someone that's basically playing in position for the first
Yeah.
time, he's really come a long way.
Yeah. Catchers are playing well too, I think. I mean, we're throwing out guys, or they seem to be pretty solid back there. We're not, it's not. It doesn't seem like a team weakness. I mean, it's probably
Yep.
a positive above average.
Right. They're not
so-
running wild on the bases zones, but we haven't played Kentucky yet, but
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. We'll
uh,
see it then. Yeah.
but
the
Brady's thrown out several and Johnny's thrown out some. So
yeah. The other thing, we just right back to hitting, and then maybe the last thing we'll move on. The inning that kind of sticks in my mind is the ninth of the Oregon State game, when we're up 8-5, and Vaughn leads off with a single. All right, and all right, Plattner comes in to pitch it for Lim. That's the situation you're talking about, Platt hitting for Lim, and he strikes out swinging. Torres pops out to first base, still strikes out swinging. That to me was and I felt like it at the time, even though you had 3-run lead, there's kind of that baseball axiom,
a 4,
a 4 over 3. Why do you, Drew, why do you think you walk away from that inning and just hit away and don't, bring in one of your better bunters? I don't know if Lim might not be able to bunt to save his life, but why don't you try to manufacture a run there in some way?
It's a good question, or a good point you make. I was thinking, I didn't think about it at the time. I was really just kind of wondering about the pinch hit. But yeah, I mean, you kind of have to do that and just try to, maybe they thought we were bringing in Banks, and he was so lights out against Sanford. But you can't, in college baseball with the bats the way they are these days, you can't ever assume anything. So yeah, I would like to see a little more trying to manufacture some things, but that would have been a good time to do it. Cause
Well,
you get, go ahead.
Yeah.
No, finish. I was.
You get a guy to second in, and then you got 2 chances to bring them home with
and a ground ball the right side gets them a third.
Yeah.
Well, and then in that scenario, you almost have to pinch run for Luke.
Yes, that's the other thing I was going to say.
And then bring a bunter in, which Brady's already in the game. I'm
Yeah.
trying to think. I'm trying to think of who can bunt. Who we have that can bunt.
Yeah.
That would have been available.
Right. It
Not
just seems
typical.
like it seemed like a wasted opportunity. It was kind of like you're just playing for whatever happens there. When to me that fourth run is very important. That 4-run lead is very important.
It is. Yeah.
That's why you don't get credit for a save. Statistically, if it's a 4-run or greater, because it's and you do it for 3. It's it's a four. You got to. But anyway, I want to go back to that because I really felt like that was one we kind of left an opportunity. If there and almost cost us. Who knows if we score a run,
Right.
even if we do all that, but you didn't give yourself a chance there. It did feel like,
Maybe a Kroberger would have been
or somebody, somebody just get the bat.
somebody that can bunt, that can run, or he would have been more likely the pinch runner.
Right. So we leave Frisco with 2 out of 3. Hey, not bad. Not bad. I mean, if somebody, one of the articles or one of our discussions was, if you'd had that Houston game on Friday and then you win the other 2, you probably feel better about the weekend at the end of it. Maybe you leave it with a little bad taste in your mouth, but you do walk away with the trophy, and everybody got a win on the weekend. Everybody, it was a good competitive weekend. It's what you need to tune up. I mean, face it. I mean, that's kind of what these things are. And you definitely needed something positive after the night at Southern Miss, who, by the way, whitewashed Louisiana Tech, this weekend at their play at Louisiana Tech's place. And so when you see the 11.7 standings they do every week on the mid majors. Now they're ranking them as the best mid major in the country. I don't think that's a stretch. I mean,
and they look like they're home against Mississippi State tomorrow, so they've got another huge game that
big game. Yeah, that'd be definitely one to watch. All right, so we get out of there too with 2 out of 3. We win the belt. Rob lets it slip that we're going back there or back to
Round Rock.
To Red Rock, Round Rock this next year.
Is that near Houston or is that near Dallas?
That's Round Rock. I thought is that Dallas?
No, that's actually north of Austin. That's where the
Austin.
Austin.
Round Rock Express, the AAA team.
Gotcha. Okay.
I think the Astros, but they play at Dell Diamond. That's another beautiful ballpark.
Cool trip.
Fun for sure.
So that he let that slip. He didn't think he was supposed to, but I'm sure they'll start getting all that out because they weren't able to say on the broadcast. But yeah, so that's cool. We'll get another one of those next year. All right, going into this week, 2 quick turnaround midweek games. You got Jacksonville State tomorrow at 4 at the Joe. Here's a team now. Here's a team 10-2 after 12. They lost the first 2 of the year to Cincinnati, playing a home series. Cincinnati the next week turned around, beat the hell out of Auburn in the midweek game, if you recall. They've reeled off 10 straight wins. So this is a team playing really, really well. They went to Memphis this weekend, swept them. Old friend Luke Williams is there with Jack State. He's starting. He's hitting around 320, so you'll see him in the lineup tomorrow. You probably won't see Bo Bryans, but he's there starting on the weekend. You got him, started 3 games. He got 3-ish ERA. So and then on Wednesday you've got the return game at ASU. Unfortunately, not at the minor league park, but actually at their stadium. A night game at their home field. Since we last saw them just a couple of weeks ago, they swept the Andre Dawson Classic, which is probably a cool event just because Andre Dawson was so cool the first place. The Hawk, yeah, absolutely. Down at Vero Beach, it was a group of 4 HBCUs playing. One of those games they technically, or ironically, won 2-1, which is how we beat them. Since then, they lost to UAB in a midweek. And then they lost 2 out of 3 this weekend at home to Valparaiso. So, kind of an up and down team, but we know what to expect from them. What do you want to see these next 2 nights? Roger, I'll start with you.
Offense and defense.
Yeah.
And obviously good pitching. Bobby's going tomorrow night, it says.
Yep, Bobby Alcock.
So either, and I saw something else said either JT or Luke. Wednesday, I think, but probably see a lot of arms.
A lot of whole staff. Yeah.
Although, maybe 2 innings at a time rather than 1 inning at a time. I don't know. Maybe some guys that haven't thrown at all or haven't thrown much will get some opportunity, like Caleb Barnett and Evan Taylor, Zach Cottrell.
Right.
Yeah, haven't thrown. Anthony got in for a couple, 2/3. So
Yeah.
maybe he gets some innings this weekend. Gerardo. So, and then anybody that just needs that's time for them to throw a bullpen or
Yeah.
whatever,
You
they'll
get
get
it.
it.
Yeah.
Hopefully we won't need like a high leverage closer for Wednesday. I mean, tomorrow,
Especially since we don't know who that is now.
right.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, who knows? I mean,
Mhm.
Jacksonville's will always, will battle with you. And like, as you said, they look like they're going good. Just note, Luke Williams is my wife's cousin.
Okay, cool.
So always in the family somehow.
Yeah.
And we had him as a walk on for a couple of falls at Alabama, and then he went off to JUCO, and then he
Luke is
found a home
he
there.
is Trent Williams' son. Is that right, Roger?
He is Hillcrest guy.
Yeah. If his dad is who I think he is, he's a year ahead of me and was like played at Central and was like a really good. In Little League, he was like a big.
So
monster
the
kid.
Little League
connection,
legend.
the connection to Sherry is on
12.
the mom. Connection to
Yeah.
Sherry is on the mom's side. So
Okay.
I got
I'm
you.
not as familiar with him, and I just I wouldn't have known the kid if he hadn't. I met him out at the baseball at the Joe. So it's not like a family reunion. It's a distant.
Yeah.
Hey, he
far
went to
down the line thing.
Chipola
It's
last year.
which is very good JUCO ball. Griff, as far as it bats, I mean, who you've seen the lineup. I mean, we got guys in, we got guys out. It's a little bit like a basketball season where early on, you're playing 10 or 11 guys in the rotation. You start narrowing that down to 7 or 8, or usually about 8, depending on what type of ball you play. Who you want to see a little more of, or something big out of that maybe in there every day the next couple
I think
of days.
As far as consistency, if he wants to still have a spot to come up, I think is Osterhaus. I mean, I think more out of him would be great. I think obviously top of the lineup, Bryce, we need to just get him on base. He needs to get on base more to kind of get the party started. I'm just looking at the stats from yesterday. I mean, everyone just needs to hit better. Hopefully these guys just flush it. To Roger's point, I want to see the offense kind of come alive, and then just defensively, I just want to see less, second guessing through that middle infield. Just feel comfortable.
Less chaotic. Yeah. No,
just be comfortable making those easy plays, and do what you're supposed to do. We're supposed to win both of these games. Really, you're supposed to win the next 5, including the weekend. But let's just get through tomorrow and Wednesday and take care of business before we last non-conference series.
Yeah. All right, Drury, what's your goal for the next 2 days?
Obviously, you need to. I'd love to see like a 9-2 win over Jack State or worse. And then, man, Alabama State, and even Rob even said this after that, they embarrassed us. We were really fortunate to do that. So let's go down there. And, if I remember right, TJ McCants hit 3 home runs in a game there 2 years ago. So let's get some.
They pitch hit for him before he had a chance.
Yeah, let's get some balls over the fence on Wednesday. We had predicted over 100 home runs. I think we're at 21 through the 12-game mark. So some of us predicted 100. Yeah, some of us predicted 130 or something like that. So
I think I said 112.
Yeah, let's maybe give me about 8 home runs Monday or Tuesday and Wednesday. But really just want to see some decisive good at bats, and then just 2 good clean games.
I think Bobby will be good tomorrow.
Yeah.
He's been looking sharp.
Looked sharp at Southern Miss. Definitely did.
The Alabama State thing, it's like, I felt like my playing days at Bowers Park with the chain link fence and the bad lights and the stands that hold about 400 people.
That'll be about the same on Wednesday. What, maybe 500 at Alabama State if we're lucky?
That's what I'm talking about. Alabama State.
That's what he said.
Yeah. And then our media and SID and all, they're set up outside. They don't. There's no press box, so they have a little table and a folding chair along. I'm just not sure why we're going down there again.
Yeah.
I mean, throw them a bone once, but
So yeah. Or if you play them, make them play you at the Biscuit Stadium or something.
and I don't even know. I can't even. Seriously, I think they said it holds 600 people, but I don't
Yeah.
even. I don't think they charge it. It's not like they're making a lot of money
It's not.
from it.
Yeah.
They don't.
Yeah.
I don't even remember if they charged attendance.
No.
They may have, but it's
Yeah.
it's just.
Which isn't
That's just
saying
what
much.
I
I know,
think.
Roger, we talked about it this weekend. The Biscuit Stadium and Regents Field, I mean, those are both in rough shape. I still think Riders Park this weekend when we were it's a nice ballpark. I know Dell Diamond is nice. So, hopefully some of the minor league spots in Montgomery and Birmingham get a nice little facelift, but to be determined, I guess.
Huntsville's a super.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
we
obviously.
got a lot of
Except
shine on it still.
their boxes aren't great, but the stadium is
And
really
area around it.
Yeah. But the region, I mean, we've all been to regions recently, and you know how the dugout's dirty, the seats are dirty. It's just
You're gonna have more fights out of the dugout, and
yeah. All right. So for the weekend, let's get through those two. Then the weekend, I mean, you expect the same pitch and rotation.
yes.
Hopefully, you start settling this lineup, and you kind of, because again, you got two midweek, and then you got North Florida coming to town. A little bit about the Ospreys. They play in the Atlantic Sun, the A-Sun, Austin P, North Alabama, Lipscomb, or some of the teams that playing that kind. We'll see Austin P. I think we avoid UNA.
Yeah, I don't think we have them this year.
We haven't. Interestingly enough, their baseball stadium is called Dusty Rhodes Field. I'm going to assume that's after the wrestler, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, and not some guy that played for them back in the the 70s.
Not the New York Giants had an outfielder named Dusty Rhodes back in the 50s.
Yeah, we're gonna go with it. It's the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. They're 7-4 overall. They just actually they're on a heater though. I mentioned this. I tweeted out earlier. They swept Presbyterian this weekend, who beat us last year, if I recall correctly. Didn't they? Or did we?
Not last year because
year before. Yeah,
we were undefeated.
That's right. Well, year before maybe they got us. They outscored them 39-19. I mean, they put a lot of runs up this weekend. Over the year, they've lost to FSU. They took two from Quinnipiac. Did I say it right? Quinnipiac.
Is that how you say it?
Quinnipiac. Quinnipiac. Right? Give me the pronunciation.
Phonics with Paul. Quinnipiac.
Right.
Yeah.
I had to hit the pronunciation because it's so hard. Better known for their polls, I guess, than they do the political polls a lot. But they took 2 out of 3 from them. Very heavy Florida roster. If you scour that roster, it's 80-90% of those guys are either from Florida or played at one of the Florida JUCOs, which, as we all know, is very good ball played at those Florida JUCOs. They went 27-29 last year, 15-15 in the A-Sun. So again, off to a decent start, and certainly off to a good game this weekend. I don't pretend to know a thing about this team. I looked all that up, but that's who's coming to town this weekend.
We've never played North Florida.
Never?
Dusty Rhodes is from Talladega. He was a baseball coach for 30 years. He's in the ABCA Hall of Fame.
So it's not the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes?
Unfortunately not.
No.
Biggest letdown of the night.
I was about to say.
Far and away.
I want to beat him worse now.
There's a Dusty Rhodes Stadium that Elon plays in, and he was on the board of trustees.
Dusty Rhodes, really?
Elon.
Okay.
Who knew there'd be so many Dusty Rhodes?
Yeah. These games will be at kind of the regular weekend time as we get into the season. Six Friday night, 2 on Saturday. 1 on Sunday. Looks like really nice days Friday, Saturday, maybe a chance of rain Sunday, and all that will kind of crystallize. Big day Saturday because Auburn basketball and their head coach, great value, Joey Meyer, as we like to refer to him, come to town and hopefully get bounced to the NIT later that evening. So big day in Tuscaloosa. 1, who knows if the weather materializes, maybe 2 even on Saturday. We'll see. But and then Auburn in town that night. So another weekend of tune-up. And again, it's your last weekend before you get into the SEC play. Have we seen a season? Just think in recent years where the team is just. I mean, to me, it just feels unsettled. It doesn't. I mean, not in a necessarily a bad way. It's just we don't know what horses we're riding going into the SEC season. Have we seen that in recent years?
No.
I'll take that as a no from everybody because nobody could think of one.
I mean, maybe going back to 21 when we dropped a game to UT Martin, we lost kind of that odd game.
Some of those midweekers.
Yeah, just a couple funky ones, but I mean, nothing as of recently. Recently, I feel better about 26 than I do 21. I mean, 21 had a whole lot of issues. But I guess it's saying something if it's been that long.
Yeah. Any other thoughts on that? Any similarities between this team and one in recent years where we just did, it just felt like there's too many positions out there that don't feel like we're ready to go in SEC play.
2017, 18.
Yeah.
17,
every
17,
position on the field.
17 for obvious reasons, 18 because trying to clean up the mess
clean it up.
caused by 17.
Yeah. I mean, and it's not to that extent, but I mean, if you can't sort out, hey, what's your everyday lineup or can you roll guys out there every day that can hit ACC pitching, Drew? I mean, you could go 5-25 in the conference.
Yeah, and we've rolled out a lot of the same guys the first 12 games. So we've Hines here and there, Purdy here and there. So I think, but then in a couple of those positions, it's basically been the same guy. Not saying, not calling for benchings individually, but it'd be nice to roll a couple different lineups out Tuesday and Wednesday and just kind of see what happens. But I think a lot of our, who are the horses? If it's not Lim, if you're going to substitute Purdy for Lim, you don't really play them. I mean, you obviously can play them both at the same time. We did Friday with some success, but it's a lot of guys that are kind of playing the same position, or you can't really. I'd like to see Hines more just because of that violent swing, but I don't really see where they're going to put him in there.
Don't know about hitting SEC sliders yet, but
or laying off of them for sure.
Right.
But
that's right. And of course, as Rogers mentioned, I mean, you're missing two guys you brought in from the portal, not expecting to be sitting in the infirmary, right? I mean, you got two guys that are kind of on the shelf that you really thought would maybe be everyday type guys. All right, before we finish, to wrap up this week, I think this is pretty appropriate because as our game was coming to a head on Saturday with Oregon State, as that finish was playing out, Alabama and Tennessee were playing to a finish in Knoxville that played out in a pretty amazing way. So it was about as dramatic an hour. It felt like one of those deals like in the NFL on the final Sunday of the season when all the games that, all the noon games start to get to the finish at 3:00 and there's playoff positions at stake and you're all that kind of came to a head together. So here's a good question from Tyler at Johnny MySpace. He gives me this one. Is a comparison to the Hoops team through their non-conference schedule apt at this point? So here's his rationale. Both teams are dealing with key injuries. All right, we dealt with it in basketball all throughout the year. Guys in and out of the lineup. You're without Holloway. You're without Trelly when you played Tennessee last time. Both had shown you super high upside, such as the St. John's and Illinois games, us in Oregon State here in baseball. But you've also shown just how badly you can play out of a game. And in that, the basketball, that's Arizona, Southern Miss, and Houston for baseball. Both seem to have a key issue with fielding / defensive rebounding that has to be remedied. He's hitting some really good points here, I think. If it is a fair comparison, then what has to happen for us to flip the switch in the way Hoops has done since the Texas game? Think about that. I mean, after Florida beat us, we've been on this.
Eight in a row since Florida.
8 in a row, right?
I mean, and Florida just destroyed us. So
I
would say since then.
What do you think? I mean, what's the main? Give me one thing that this team's got to do to kind of flip the switch and maybe get on that type of heater that Nate's got.
Let's see. Carson Osmer was in attendance this weekend out in Plano, Frisco. do a Bediako and get him in court and have him closing games.
Maybe just shut down guy in the bullpens, man. Yeah.
What do we have to? Play cleaner. I don't know.
Defensively, offensive. Where's it most important?
Create runs offensively, save runs defensively.
Okay.
Throw strikes, get strikes, lay off ball. Walk more, strike out less.
Play like you're capable of.
Yeah.
Right.
It's out there, right? Drew, what about you? Give me one or two.
Basketball wise, we are who we are. We are who our roster is and who's healthy. Baseball, we believe we have a lot more options. So it's really just about finding the right pieces and plugging them in. And maybe you put in a guy on Tuesday and, maybe Eric Hines gets to start in left field on Tuesday and has a big game. And then these guys kind of have to earn their way in the lineup where you just can't take them out. So, or Osterhaus maybe gets in and he's 4 for 4, 3 for 4. So,
right.
Stuff like that. You just gotta. I still don't know if he's a really good left fielder. Maybe he's more of an infielder type guy at any position there. But just got to find the right guys who can play clean ball and do all that stuff.
Well,
thoughts on that, Griff? Yeah, go ahead.
Maybe the 2 hits for Jo yesterday might get him rolling.
Yeah,
we'll see.
I think the big thing is just trying to stay off those strikeouts. That's what's been killing us. Is I feel like it's been last year and bled into this year too. It's have more quality at bats, because trying to pass the bat, like I said, if Bryce can get on base, Brian can do his thing, Brady, we can kind of get that lineup rolling, but it's not all on the first guy, but just trying to be more consistent. I think just having to be patient, and when you see the pitch, you got to take it. So see ball, hit ball.
Yeah. Okay. So let's do this while we're on the basketball theme. We're into player comparisons here. We haven't done the Mark Jennings player comparisons, and we'll have to do that as we get a little further in the season. I'm going to give you a Alabama basketball player. You give me who is the blank.
Okay.
Of from Alabama baseball. Darius Philon. Who is the Darius Philon?
LeBaron Philon.
LeBaron Philon.
I'm sorry, Darius. I'm sorry. I'm looking
LeBron.
I'm looking at the wrong. Yeah. I'm looking at two things. Yeah, give me LeBaron Philon and give me
Justin LeBron.
Yep. Yeah. All right, consensus there. All right. Maury Allen.
Oh. Luke Vaughn.
Luke.
Or Brady Neal.
Yeah, I would go Brady with his versatility.
Brady Neal.
All right. Here's Aiden Holloway. It's got to be one of the smaller guys.
Gosh.
Well, if you're going small, then you got to go Holt.
Holt, maybe.
Yeah. I don't know if Holt can take over a game like Aiden can.
Right.
So.
Right. I know.
I would go Fowler there, but I think I would go Fowler on the next one that I'm going to give y'all. Latrell Wrightsell.
Instant offense, microwave.
Could be Torres. When he gets hot, he can be
Benny Johnson.
Yeah.
I'd go Fowler.
Latrell Wrightsell lately, or Latrell Wrightsell when he was shooting 1 for 40. No,
I go with the one that you saw Saturday.
Just won SEC Player of the Week award.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're okay. If it's all or not, like Eric Hines.
Hines, all right.
Long ball, or not.
Okay. All right. Here, let me give you a couple others. Aiden Sherrill.
Ooh, big donkey.
It's kind of hard to do this now. You get in the bigs. You've already used your big.
Tyler
pitcher.
Tyler Fay.
He's a pitcher. Yeah. All right.
I would have said Zane.
You got Zane. Okay.
He looks like Zach Edey. So.
Yeah. Big Noah.
Oh goodness. Talent wise, or
here's the comp. Right now it's Osterhaus. He's done more than Noah has, but relative to expectations, Big Noah was a conference player of the year in his conference. Osterhaus,
League.
We thought he'd be the 3-hitter. There is time for Osterhaus to turn things around, and he has shown more that he could do that than Noah has for us. So that's where I would go.
All right. And then our favorite player on the Alabama basketball team, Charles Bediako.
Gosh.
Is there anybody that's played that we're never going to see again?
That's right.
No, I'm saying, but 5-year guys, we
Yeah.
have some. Hagen Banks is 5-year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's not a.
Yeah. Here, that's a tough one.
Bobby and
could be Bobby, one of those older
Bobby's
guys.
like a 6-year guy, I think. So
yeah. Here's a good one because it's the gritty. I mean, if Rob Vaughn was going to pick a player off our basketball team to come play baseball, it would be Houston Millett, right? Absolutely, that's his kind of guy, right?
Luke Vaughn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, you got Luke Vaughn. Who you got, Drew?
Well, I want to say Plattner because of the captain and the three and all that. I'm going to assume he's a good guy in the dugout if he's being voted captain. So I'm gonna go with Plattner on this, even though he hasn't shown it this year. Right. Maybe there's time.
Yeah.
Who you got, Griff? Who you got on that one?
Platt was where my head was at as well.
Or even I don't know, man. Could be Steele after that defensive effort.
Right. But Luke's always sweaty and dirty.
Yeah.
It looks like he's like been through a fight all the time.
Yeah.
So Millett's always in there, always banging and
absolutely.
Trying to make something happen. So, but yeah, Peyton Steele would be another one
after that defensive error. All right, that was a little fun with basketball. Thanks for that question, Tyler. We will wrap it up there. I think it's a good place to end on. Again, busy week for Alabama baseball. You don't have a lot of time to mourn that game Sunday. You're right back at it 4:00 at the Joe. It's Crimson Chaos night at the Joe on Tuesday night. So hopefully a big turnout from those guys there. Basketball is on the road at 5:30 at Georgia. So we get Jacksonville State in town that night. Alabama is at Alabama State on Wednesday night. That'll be a 6:00 game. There was actually there's a link to a SWAC broadcasting site that if you look in the schedule online, hopefully maybe the game will be streamed. We'll see. I tried to pull it up. I didn't see it on the schedule there, but we'll see if it.
I may have to try to periscope it for you or something.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, and then the weekend we've got. All right, we've got Friday at 6:00. We've got Saturday at 2:00. We've got Sunday at 1:00. Don't forget such o'clock's spring forward on Saturday night with the North Florida Ospreys. It is family weekend and Big Al's Kid Club Day. So that means Big Al is going to be coming down to the home plate club and standing in front of Roger during the game.
And probably Caitlin Collins too,
right? So big weekend all around. Basketball again Saturday night. I think y'all said 7:30 with Auburn. So a big day this weekend. Hey, congrats Team 30, our softball team, man. They're just taking they're
taking no prisoners.
All family business.
Yes.
Really pounding the ball 20-0 after the weekend. Great start for those guys. Gymnastics is number 3 in the country, real narrowly very narrow margin. They lost to LSU, I think, is 1 or 2.
They were 2, I think.
So that team is performing at a level they hadn't done in a few years. I mean, I think it's kind of back to what what they were doing kind of every year back in 10-ish years ago. So a lot going well with spring sports here.
Track and
Doris.
Yeah.
Another
Doris.
gold.
Yeah.
and the men too. I mean, they're both.
Yeah.
I mean,
awesome.
It's just unreal.
Yep. All good. So a lot going on with Capstone. We're glad to be our little part of it here with Alabama baseball. Hope to see you out at the Joe this week. For Roger Myers, for Griffin Smith, for Drew Champlin, I'm Paul Graham. Campland, Peter Slight, take us away, and we will see you again next week on the Weekly Joe.
Swing it, boys, swing for the fence. Shove it, boys, make 'em miss. Some big league chew and a baseball souvenir. Come on, sing with me now. The Joe is home, sweet home. It's roll, tide, roll. The Joe is home, that's right. Home, sweet home. Hey, Look, is that Roll Tide Willie over there? Well, it's Bama Blitz.